Councilmember Ray, would you lead us, please?
Let us pray. Father in heaven, thank you once again for putting your arms around us, bless us to come together and give us wisdom and knowledge to take care for the city of Jacksonville and its residents. In the name of Jesus, we ask and pray, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Join me in the pledge, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to City of Jacksonville City Council meeting, June 4th. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Deeds.
Here.
Rupel.
Here.
McCleary. Here. McCoy.
Here.
Ray.
Here.
LeBron.
Here.
Moss. Twitty. Kinman. Mims.
Here.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, ma'am.
One absent, sir.
Thank you very much. Before you have the minutes from our meeting on May 21st. Be familiarizing yourself with those for our next meeting, but at this time, entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented to you from our May 7th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor of acceptance of the minutes from the May 7th meeting, please let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by nay? Thank you very much. You've got the consent agenda, that huge whopping packet in front of you. Anyway, any questions, comments on consent agenda?
Move the consent agenda be accepted in its entirety.
All right, we have a motion to accept the consent agenda and a second. Roll call, please. I'm sorry. All in favor of acceptance of the consent agenda, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by nay? Okay. Moving into our general business for tonight. First item of business is request to speak regarding condemnation. Mr. Robert Bamberg. Mr. Bamberg, if you want to come up to the mic, please give us your name and your address, please.
My name is Bob Bamberg. I know most of y'all, and I'm a resident of Jacksonville, 618 Chaucer Court. I own the property at 200 Overland Trail, and at your last council meeting in May, y'all included it in a condemnation ordinance. I had requested and received a 90-day extension from Mayor Elmore because his name was on the bottom of the only notice I received regarding that property. The notice of public hearing had his name on it. I addressed my request to him. Apparently, some of y'all did not think that was appropriate. I apologize if I've offended anyone. That was not the intention. I did it to the person whose name was on the bottom of the notice, knowing after my years of service that the mayor, as the chief executive officer, he has full authority to do all in his capacity to lead the city. And I believe if a person such as him can make an arrest, I think he can grant an extension on a condemnation process. However, after watching the video of that particular meeting, there was some misinformation, which is why I requested that Mayor Elmore put me on this agenda to speak with y'all. I am in the process of attempting to sell it. I told him when I requested that extension that any condemnation action would kill that particular sale. It did. However, I'm still in the process of attempting to sell it, and my conditions of selling are to whomever purchases it must make progress and must pursue remediation on the property. For any of y'all that know me, I am not a skilled laborer by any stretch of the imagination. I can demo, I can't fix. That's just not one of my skill sets. I have demoed and done everything I can to the property and maintained it and eliminated from folks visiting in there when they were not authorized to do so. However, I'm at the point where I've got to turn it over to someone that can. What I would hate to see is a circumstance where Jacksonville loses a residence, a tax-paying residence, that provided home, either ownership or rental, to a citizen of Jacksonville as opposed to a vacant lot. I don't know about y'all, but we've got plenty of vacant lots around. We don't need any more. This house is able to be fixed. I'm just not the person to do it, so I'm putting it up for sale. But one of the things I do want to address with y'all, as I indicated before, it was my first time hearing about this property in over 3 years. I did not hear from code enforcement till the last time was 2023. I had not heard, received, seen, or had any contact with them regarding it, which is why I addressed my request to Mayor Elmore, who has the authority to grant such. I do not mean offense to anyone in saying that. I simply cannot respond to something that I don't receive and see. And because of that, I've done what I can do to try and resolve the problem, but I can't do so immediately. I need a 90-day time period in which to accomplish what I hope is the sale and remediation of the house. I would ask for y'all to consider amending the ordinance that you passed last council meeting at your next council meeting in order to give me that 90-day time period in which to hopefully work circumstances. I have a potential buyer that I'm showing the house to tomorrow. I believe he is the answer to the problem. It's a young man I've known for a number of years, and I'm not going to trust a person that I do not know just based on their saying they're going to fix it. This is a person who I know has the skills and the ability to do so. So I'm here to request, but I'll answer any questions. I have lots more information regarding the property if you would like to hear it, but I promised myself I would only take an hour of your time, so I don't want to belabor those points.
Thank you, Mr. Bamber. I've not met you. I am a new council member here. I'm sure you're aware of how many of these we actually get that come across council. I understand that your connection with the mayor and going to him and asking, but of course it lands on council. And one of the things that we have asked for those who have come, whose properties are listed, is for them to be in attendance, but also to work back with the code. So what I would ask tonight is for Marissa to come up. You said you hadn't heard, and from what I've read, there were multiple notices that were posted on the property. Not sure where things got missed. Anything could have happened, right? But ultimately, if she has been the one, she's the supervisor, Marissa Barger is, I would just think that as we've asked everyone else, we've given 90-day when they've shown up, and we've asked them to show up at every council meeting following. Those are things, but you weren't here, so that also likely hurt for council. I understand you spoke with the mayor, but to come here like you did tonight. So for me, once they're done, if anyone else has questions, I'm gonna ask Marissa to come up to confirm how many notices were actually served to that property.
May I address that for just a moment?
Yes, Ms. Supervisor Barger, if you can come on up.
Does she need to be? Oh, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I didn't see that.
Can we let Bobby finish?
Yeah, go, Ms. Kramer, go right ahead.
As I told the mayor in my email requesting the extension, I had a conflict of schedule and could not be here the night that y'all addressed this. Because I received from him confirmation that I had received an extension, he also was kind enough to excuse me from that meeting because of my conflict. Obviously, after watching the meeting, I see that that was not one of my wisest choices, but it was a conflict I couldn't eliminate. So that's why I wasn't here last time.
I understand.
It wasn't shared with council.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't shared with council at all.
I was not.
Thank you for sharing that, but we were not aware of that. And of course, I'm sure you know that when it comes to those things that you may have gotten it, but the council has to vote, and how they vote at the end, that's the final decision. Of course, now we can go back if that's the pleasure of the council, but just making sure we're just clear on that we weren't aware of the information that you're sharing about your absence. But thank you for sharing that tonight.
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Barton.
How are you?
I'm good. How you, sir?
Doing good.
So, if you was to sell this property, the new owner would do all the fixing. You just trying to get it to the new owner. Is
Yes.
that what
As I said before, my skill set doesn't include repair. So this person, the one that I'm visiting with tomorrow, there have been others that have looked at and seen the property. One of my conditions is they must show progress and improvement on the property within the reasonable time frame that the council sets.
Thank you. Thank you.
Supervisor Barger, you can go ahead and respond or share information that you were.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we have sent 9 letters to the same property where the certified letter was received and signed for regarding the structural concerns of the property in 25 and early 26, as well as other notices for outside storage and fencing issues due to there is the same repeated homeless subject sleeping in the carport. And as of May 22nd, his belongings were still in that carport. So removing and taking care of the property as far as making sure unhomed people are staying there or trespassing is incorrect, in my opinion, because the same items there are still the same items there. The lawn has been maintained. Other than that, carport's still full of debris. Code enforcement has gathered it all up and put it at the curb once before, and a week later, everything is back under the carport. He did acknowledge, he spoke to us in 23. The house is in the same, if not worse, condition from 23 until now. So as a property owner and a person who has been a part of the city and knows the ordinances, you know you have to maintain your property. And you also, on every letter that has been mailed, have a mailing address, an email address, a phone number, a physical address of where you can come and visit code enforcement and speak to them regarding all the notices that have been sent and the concerns that have arose. Yet that has still, as of today, yet to be done. There's been no contact to me via phone, email, or in person regarding the condemnation or withdrawing of condemnation of this property.
And as far as Mr. Bamberg said, he hadn't received anything from anyone since 2023, I believe.
We have
I
notices
received-
placed on the door and letters, copies of all the letters that have been mailed.
Was that in 2025,
2025, 2026, I also have the 2023 paperwork as well, and other violation notices as well.
May I?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I have not received those. The ones I received in 23 were in response to an FOI request I had to file in order to get any information. Since 2023, I have not received anything from the city regarding this property until I received the certified mail of the notice of public hearing sent by Mayor Elmore.
Let me ask this, what was the address or where were the documents?
618 Chaucer.
Is that your address?
618 Chaucer Court,
Chaucer Court.
and I receive mail from other departments in the city on a regular basis. I have not received anything from Code. I have not seen anything from Code, other than what I got in 23 due to the FOI request.
Okay, so all of these have that exact address, and you're saying you're receiving, correct, it says court. Are you saying you received all other correspondence, it's just not from the code enforcement?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Were they sent certified mail, or was it?
They were just regular postage. I will say there's also been orange notices listing the house as unsafe or uninhabitable stuck on the doors and windows, and those have been scratched off. By who, I cannot say, but somebody's maintaining the lawn. There is a homeless man living under the carport, so somebody is seeing the notices we place and removing them. And I have pictures of every visit from 25 till current, as well as 23 in our files.
And I'm curious, this one is a certified and someone signed for it, correct, at the same address?
Yes.
The 618 Chaucer Court? But
That was
rest
the
of
one
them-
I received from Mayor Elmore.
But the
that
rest of
was-
the ones to the same address
It-
are not received?
No, ma'am.
It came from code enforcement, however, because it's the hearing, it's a notice with Mayor Elmore's name on the bottom of it. Yes.
That's the only one. These all have the exact same address. Shouldn't have to be, but no.
And the code enforcement's name is on the top of the letter, envelope, letter, and everything that was
Councilmember
mailed.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Bamberg.
Yes, sir. How are you?
asking us for 90 days, you gonna remodel these houses, you gonna clean up this thing, you gonna fix this stuff in 90 days, is that what you asking us to do?
I'm asking for 90 days so that another person who's capable, such as yourself if you wanted, because I know you have those skills, but I don't. So I'm asking for an extension in order to do that, as opposed to what I know would likely take place if an extension is not granted. I don't see that as a benefit to the community or otherwise. I would like to address a couple of the things Ms. Barger said when y'all get to that point.
May I also say one thing?
And then I'd like
We've
to hear
had
from the city
several
attorney.
homes condemned and be purchased after the condemnation. The new owner provided us with a plan of action, and after the house was repaired, we sent it back to be uncondemned.
Okay.
So that is an
That was
option.
That was my question to you is, even though we did approve this ordinance, are you in any way, shape, or form getting ready to move on this property? Or, I mean, I know you have the authority to, but is your office planning on moving anytime soon?
I have not made any plans to move on it at this time due to the nature of the situation.
Gotcha.
Thank you. Can we hear from Attorney Freeman, please?
So, Mr. Vanberg, I know you probably wrote the original ordinance, so I know you know the procedure. There's no need.
I'm
Can you
having
hear
trouble
me?
hearing.
Is that
I'm
better?
sorry. Yes,
Yeah,
thank
so
you.
I'm saying, I know you probably wrote the original ordinance. There's no need for me to tell you what's in it. I think my concern is the optics of having close proximity to Mayor Elmore somehow can circumvent you from complying with every other ordinance that every other citizen has to comply with. That's my issue.
That may be your issue, Ms. Freeman, but that's not my request. I'm not asking for an exemption. I'm not asking for anything more than what any other reasonable resident and property owner received. But I
They
cannot
ask for it to
respond
come
to,
the meeting and ask.
I cannot
They don't go to the mayor and ask for a favor. There's the difference. They go to code enforcement.
I'm
and I
here
know
now,
Marissa is-
and I've told
I'll
y'all
finish when
why
you're
I
done.
wasn't here before. And the difficulty is I cannot respond to things that I do not see or don't get. I don't go to the property on a daily basis. I cannot. My schedule does not allow such. But as to some of the comments Ms. Barger made and some of the ones you're making, those are not the case. I have cleaned that property up. I have maintained it.
You have pictures from
I
the
struggle
22nd?
and have difficulty with folks that want to come and stay there. I keep clearing out and moving, and if anyone had looked at the property today, they would know that there is no one there and nothing under the carport except for 2 trash cans. If someone will give me a password, I'd like to show you a couple of pictures.
So this is from January, this is from May.
Yes.
I'm so
I think
sorry
we're
to be
setting
here.
a precedent. We gotta be careful about that as council.
While they're looking, I have a question, Stephanie. Yes. So if he's granted the 90 days and then he sells it, let's say in 30 days, he ends up selling the property. So we have new people then. How long did they get? I mean, what's the
Code enforcement has been very lenient with people. They've been willing to work with people. So, I mean, they have a plan of action.
So if there is a new owner, the case starts over because I can't cite the new owner for something the past
That was my
owner-
question. Okay, thank you.
What did you say earlier about if, before it's condemned, if it's sold? Go through that one more time, what you shared
If
few
a
minutes
property
ago.
has been sold,
Mhm.
the code enforcement office will allow the new owner to come in immediately and write a plan of action. After the home is repaired and structurally sound and livable, habitable, they uncondemn it. We don't just, it's not something that is condemned and now it has to be tore down and that's it.
So as of right now, he could still sell this. If he has a sale happening tomorrow, he could sell it, and then they'd have time to do what they need to do to make it
Correct.
structurally
Code
sound.
enforcement would have to go out, retag the new owner, and then have to provide a plan of action.
So I think, well, for me, I'd say work with Marissa on what your process is with selling the property, so that that person that you say you think you may be able to sell it to, then they can work with her to get that done, take care of it.
Bobby, that's my question. So the person, you personally know this person that you are looking at, and you feel very confident that he will go forward because he knows the urgency of getting this property cleaned up, right?
Yes.
Is he-
Every party that I have attempted to sell it to is aware and knows that one of the requirements on the purchase is that they must take action, get started on the house, and join with me in satisfying the city in order that progress is made in a timely fashion. And this person's going to be no different. In fact, I have more confidence in him than some of the others I've talked to. I'm sorry, didn't mean to talk over you.
No, so if it doesn't sell within the 90 days, where would you go from there?
At that point, I don't think I have much other choice. So I'll pursue what has to be done in order to bring it into compliance.
Do you mind me? Hey, Bobby.
Did we attach emergency clause to that ordinance last
Yes.
year? Okay, forgot. Okay.
I just have a question just to understand.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
am I under the understanding that there was a fire in '23?
No, there was a fire in the, forgive me on the year, 15, I believe. This property was included and part of, unfortunately, my divorce process. I did not get clear title to the property for about 4.5 years.
Was there
So-
insurance on the house?
Yes, and they did not pay anything. Long story, long circumstance,
And that's more personal.
a fight that continues on, but the insurance offered 1/10 of what was what's needed to put the place back in shape. As anyone knows, insurance companies are answering to their board of directors, not their customers.
That's
Brian,
I heard questions, but I didn't.
excuse me one second. We've
I
got
lost 'em.
citizens texting saying they can't see us. They're just looking at a screen. Are we going to share
Okay.
pictures or something?
Let me show you a
Okay.
couple of things. This is the notice of public hearing that I received. And as you can see at the bottom, it's issued under Mayor Elmore. While there may be information at the top from the police department, I know Chief Hibbs does not take care of these type properties. So I did my response to Mayor Elmore. Not because we know each other, not because of the circumstance, but because I know from past experience the mayors have been very involved in condemnation actions, and they are the parties to seek and get information from. I sent mine to him in a timely basis after I received the notice of hearing.
And paragraph 2.
I'm sorry. Which is why I said that I told Mayor Elmore in my email that I could not attend that night because of a scheduling conflict, which is why I requested not only the 90-day extension, but also an excuse from that party, or that, not party, that council meeting.
Bobby, I have a
I think
question.
it's-
So,
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm just trying to get this to pull up, and it doesn't
I'll go
want
ahead.
to.
we have given other citizens 90 days. We have.
A number of times.
Multiple times. You're right, we have. Most of the time it comes back to bite us. We'll just put that out there, 9 times out of 10. I know our code officers work extremely hard. They're overwhelmed with so many properties. One of the main reasons for me personally on my vote was because there was no contact with our code officer. And I felt like there was some disrespect going on there But you've explained that tonight. So going forward, whichever way we decide to go, is there a problem that you would have working with Marissa and staying in contact with our code officers?
No, whomever y'all direct me to be in contact with is who I will be in contact with.
And she would be able
That's
to
not an
contact
issue.
you?
I believe she has my information. I know a number of y'all do, but I'll be happy to provide it again.
I know where you live, Bobby.
I know.
I'm kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
think a couple of things for me. One being that every other letter has the exact same address and only the certified one was received. That is concerning because where did all the rest of them go? So I'm sure you can't answer that, but that
I
is
can't.
concerning that only one letter was received when they're all the exact same address, and there are at least 8 of those letters that are sitting there. 2, I also felt that it was disrespectful to our supervisor of code, Marissa, for there to be no contact with her. And then here's the second thing. If council does approve, the same thing would apply to you as far as showing up to every council meeting or however often that council says to show up. You would have to show up here to show that you are making progress on this, if that is the desire of the council to even approve this, because we've actually not gone back and amended an ordinance for someone for a 90-day extension. That was done prior to the passing of the ordinance, and it was then amended and removed. So this would be completely different during my time here on council that we've even done that, which is setting a precedence.
I'm sorry if I may have misunderstood what you stated. I don't know what y'all have done during this council sessions. I know in years past there have been numerous occasions where properties have been extended or omitted from the ordinance for an appropriate time period, sometimes at the instigation of the property owner, sometimes at the instigation of council members, the mayor, whomever. It's been done. It's a common process in hopes of not having a vacant lot in a residential area, but a property where a homeowner is living and taxes are being paid.
I've seen that, but we actually passed this ordinance is what I'm saying. It happened prior to the passage of the ordinance that it was amended, and those then were removed, because we actually had one on that night where I believe a young lady, 4 of them, they were present or had spoken with supervisor. Were all
Those
present, Marissa?
4, the majority,
I
I
know she
think
was
3 of
present.
them were present.
Yeah.
All 4 of them either submitted a plan of action to the code enforcement office, either via email or in person by handwriting
And
letter.
did they work with you?
Yes.
Are they?
They are still in contact with me.
Okay. So we have done that. It's just not after the passage is what I'm saying of an ordinance.
And in this, I've been quiet and listening to everything going on. In this situation, what happened was, this was not even supposed to have made it this far to council for condemnation. Mr. Bamberg had reached out to me 2.5 weeks, I guess, roughly before the council meeting, and had asked for if there was any help that I could give him in this as he's trying to either sell or fix the house. And my words to him were, I said, the best that I can do is what we have done for the others, and that would be to give you 90 days more, nothing
Correct.
less, nothing more, nothing less, to grant 90 days, because that is what the precedent that had been recently set at 118 Burroughs with the Trotter family. We
Correct,
gave
and they
them
did that
90
through
days.
council, right?
Correct.
That was
But-
done through council.
Yes,
though,
that
correct?
was through council. This is before council, with me talking with code enforcement, and the property was not supposed to be on the condemnation list that night. It was, I had given him through Supervisor Barger 90 days to fix the property, then it would come back. Through some miscommunication, the property was not removed from the list, so that was why it was on the list that evening, and then action was taken upon it. There was never, I was not prepared to say anything about the reason he was not going to be here, because there was no issue that was going to be there, because I had already told him code will give him 90 days.
I think that's even more concerning.
If I may, Mayor Elmore contacted me and let me know that Mr. Bamberg had contacted him and would like a 90-day like we have given to the rest. And I said I'd be fine with that, but I need a plan of action. Mayor Elmore told me I would receive one. But then I also relayed that in the past, I have to ask for that 90-day at the council meeting because it's already on the agenda. That was my understanding.
But it was not on the agenda yet because the agenda hadn't, we were not even to that point where agendas were due. That was where the issue was.
The ordinance had already been sent to Stephanie. So that's why I was under the impression it had to be on there. It couldn't be removed because it was already on the ordinance, and then we have to come to the council to remove it.
But the ordinance, had, as we spoke about with Chief the other day, the ordinance had not been presented.
Correct.
Technically, it was not a finalized document at that point.
Right, that's what you told me in the meeting the other day. However, still yet to this day, I have not received a plan of action or any contact from Mr. Bamberg.
Yeah, that's totally, separate here and agreeable. No, I'm talking, I'm saying I'm in agreement. That's not the issue here. I was saying what he would have presented to me through 2.5 weeks ahead of time before this. So anyway, that was the history leading up to what has brought us to this point.
So at any rate, listening to this, the reason I was saying that it's even more alarming and concerning is because he was able to reach out to you and he was able to get that granted, which should still come through council.
No,
Will every citizens whose address is listed on the condemnation list be able to contact the mayor and ask for that 90 days as well, and you say yes?
Anybody can contact me at any point in time.
Just so they know if that's the direction that we're going, because that's taken, if the process is for council to then approve the 90 days, which I think is a good process, that's what we've been doing. If they can then sidestep and say, okay, let me just go straight here, that circumvents process.
Right, but this is not, I'm in total agreement with that. I have no problem with that. The issue was here, that process had not been put in place yet. This was prior to it coming to be on the agenda for condemnation. It should not have gotten to that point, but it did through this crossing here, and so that's why it's put us in the precarious place that we find ourselves now.
And as I said before, this has been done in numerous circumstances. It's normally a property that is not going to be condemned is commonly not included in the ordinance unless Susan's practices have changed in recent years. The agendas are normally not put out until the Monday evening or Monday afternoon before a council meeting on Thursday. I had contacted the mayor far before that, and there is no intention of disrespect or other assumptions that anyone is making on my behalf. I simply responded to the person whose name was on the bottom of the notice. And after requesting that help, I also requested to be excused from the meeting because of my scheduling conflict. I believed everything was appropriate and done. I found out otherwise after the fact that it wasn't, and I don't quite understand that because we're talking about the circumstances where the mayor is the chief executive. His authority is greater than the employees of the city, as an example.
But not council. We're equal.
Yes.
No, not necessarily, ma'am. It's a mayor-council form of government, but the day-to-day is the mayor's responsibility.
Correct. So you're speaking strictly for administrative.
I feel like this could go on forever, but I'd like to make a motion that we give Bobby Bamberg 200 Oak Trail the 90 days that have been given to other people. I don't understand the whole situation, but I make a motion to allow him the 90 days.
Mr. Bamberg, my concern wasn't with how you approached it or just how it was handled up here logistically. That was my concern, not with you talking to the mayor. You were doing, I'm assuming, whatever your homeowner can do at this point. It was just, that was not communicated to us or to me. So that was my issue, not with you.
And at the end, when the mayor mentioned that you had reached out to him, and and he mentioned the 90 days, it was still the will of the council to deny that 90 days.
Yeah,
the majority of this council, even though you did reach out to the mayor, which some people think that went over someone's head, he didn't show any bias or favoritism toward that. At the end, it was still on us 10 to vote on it, and the majority was to follow up on what code office has done, and she has clearly kept a long paper trail. And so, you know, kudos to those work. But Mr. Robert, I do appreciate you being here tonight. I know you had a motion on the table. I would like to suggest a verbal commitment from you that you won't move on the property in 2 weeks, and you can possibly join us back in 2 weeks and let us know if you sold the property or not, because we can't can we make a motion on ordinance that's not in front of us right now anyway?
No.
I think I agree with you.
You can't make an ordinance, no, without it being there. That is correct.
Right.
She, Councilmember Kinman, we do have to act because she has placed a motion on the table. So that has to be dealt with or addressed before anything else. And, wait, Councilmember Ray, 1 second. Councilmember Kinman, what was it exactly? Say that again, please.
My motion is to
Yep.
give him the 90 days that he requested. I mean, we've come here, he's asked for the 90 days. We've given everyone else the 90 days. I just feel we should work with our homeowners. I don't know why there's been such a long time frame, and it has been, but I think we should give him.
All right, so we have a motion and a second
May-
for this.
That would include an amendment to the previous ordinance. Thank you.
So we'll have to come back for the ordinance
That's
itself.
correct.
But I'm with Tanner.
So, right, with a motion and a second, is it roll call? or-
Hang on just a second.
Is-
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
1 second. So we have a motion, we have a second, but before we take the vote, Bobby has agreed to work with our code
Marissa.
officer, Marissa. And Tanner's asked him to come back in a couple of weeks to let us know, keep us up to date. Not necessarily, I personally don't feel like he has to come back in 2 weeks. He's a busy man. He is a lawyer. He's got, things going on. But if he stays in contact with our code officer, Marissa, and Marissa can come back, because you're here at the meetings, to let us know where we're at on this property. Is that fair?
Yes, but I would like something in writing from Mr. Bamberg with the intent of the property, which I have still yet to receive.
All right.
Because
Can they just work together?
I didn't know the status of the circumstance.
now
Now
we-
that I know
we
that I
know
need
it,
to
we
deal
can
with
move
Ms.
forward.
Barger, I will
So,
certainly do
with
so.
That being said, roll call, please.
What's the vote?
That's what she said, to give to grant him 90 days, which would be an ordinance would have to be put in place.
One more
on
thing
Monday.
before we,
They're going to work.
Well,
they're
You've
going to
got-
work together and come back in 2 weeks let us know like Tanner had asked. But, one more second, but Marissa's asked for the paperwork in writing.
I can do that.
And you agreed. Can you let us know when that will happen? Like, is it?
I can do that, and provided I would like to have the opportunity to meet with my potential buyer tomorrow before I submit a plan, and then I can submit a plan, and I assume that y'all want it directly to Ms. Barger?
Yes, please.
Okay.
When are you meeting with the buyer?
Tomorrow.
Potential buyer?
Bobby, can you get a plan to Officer Barger a week from today?
Sure.
Thank you, Tanner.
Okay. So
You s-
now, with that being said.
You still have a motion on the floor.
Yes, I still have a motion for it. Roll call.
Sorry.
Councilmember
Old
Jones.
habits.
Aye. Rupel.
Aye.
Cleary. McCoy.
Nay?
Ray.
Aye.
LeBron. Twitty.
Aye.
Kinman. Mims.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. I will prepare what I need to, not only for Ms. Barger, but I will also prepare what you need to do what you were trying to do in the first place. Thank you all. Do I need to leave this on or turn it off?
You can leave it on.
Okay.
All right, next we have demonstration of online boards and commissions volunteer form, sponsored by Councilmember McCoy.
Yes. Thank you. So tonight we'll receive a brief demonstration of the city's online volunteer interest form for boards, commissions, and committees. This was, I believe, presented last March, and I thought it would be beneficial for both the council and the public to receive an updated demonstration of how the process works. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Brian Harvey to walk us through.
Good morning, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the time. Give me 1 second to get the sites back up because I had them shut down.
I messed it up, I'm sorry.
Okay.
He's the front.
All right. So first of all, this is going to be a very brief description and explanation of how the process works. There are basically 3 ways for citizens to be able to submit an application and have it looked at and handled. The first 2 operate through the city's website, which I've got up on the screen. And that is done by navigating over to where it says, oh, thanks. I use this all the time. So you go over and you click on the How Do I, and you'll notice that you have options for apply for a board commission or committee web form, and you have apply for a board commission or committee printable form. We've always had a printable form in play, but we've expanded on that with Dr. McCoy's request to allow people to have a faster way of uploading their applications. So the first thing you would do for the web form is you would just left click on it, it brings up the form, you fill it out, basic information, first name, last name, etc., and you can pick out what commissions, if there's multiples, you fill them in, and then you hit continue. For the purpose of expediency of speed, I'm just going to put some information in here. Sorry, this touch screen's getting fun. Come on. Great. Sorry. There we go. All right, so first name, I'll just put in this. Stop it. Yeah, it's being, technology is being technology. Okay. And you can tell every time I touch it, it's being silly. Okay, so you do continue. And it has fail-safes in it so that if you miss putting some piece of information in, it will not let you continue. So it asks, are you, you say yes. All right, and an email address, it does want an email address being required. It does require a phone number. Again, these are safeties to make sure that we're not getting anything from a robot or someone not really wanting this. All right, so you hit continue. Why is it doing this to me? Yeah. Oopsie. There we go. All right, continue. Zooming out. So basically it continues through this entire process. Do you have any, sorry, I'm going to have to zoom out some more. This computer monitor is just not made for visibility. All right, so again, you just fill in whatever information. Continue. Sorry. The form is pretty detailed.
Yeah, I'm checking against submitted. Thank you.
Email us. Now here's the thing. You have an option with the online submission form. If you want to see a copy of what you've submitted, you simply click the checkbox that says receive an email copy. This gives you your own personal copy of what you've submitted. So on this one, I'm going to put my information. And then I hit submit. And when the submission is complete, 1 second, I'm going to zoom in where you can see this. You'll notice that it says that the application has been submitted successfully. And that is the way that you can know for a fact that it got there. At the same time this is happening, the mayor and the city clerk will be getting notifications via email of this application having been submitted. Now, as an example of what this could look like, I actually had my submission notification where it sent it to me when I did this the other night. And you can see it's got from Civic Plus, blah, 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 to myself, and it actually lists everything that I filled out. So that is the first way. And of course, Mr. Mayor and everyone associated will determine who's needed on a council, et cetera. The second way of doing this is exactly the same as we did with the city. The difference is we go out to the Facebook page. Ms. Sotomayor, our marketing director, has created a pinned option for serving your city. And so for this one, it's the same thing. You simply go out to the Facebook page and you click on that same link, and you'll notice that you're at the same form again. Nothing different. The last way that you can do this, some people don't have access to a computer, but they have a friend who does. They can always print this out. So you can go out to the same How Do I, and you go down to the printable form. The only difference is that this one, when you type everything in, you then have to print it out, and at the very bottom of the page, there are instructions for mailing, or you could hand deliver this directly to the mayor's office. Ms. David, question for you. Is this supposed to be delivered to the city clerk's office, or is it delivered to the mayor's office specifically? I didn't get clarity on that when I was developing this.
Yeah, either one's fine.
Okay.
I mean, that form's how it's been for years and years and years. So.
Okay. My personal recommendation is to use the electronic form. It's faster and immediate responses. Thank you for the time on that. Sorry about the technical idiots in the computer, but that's all I got.
Mr. Harvey, so I
Yes,
don't know
ma'am.
if you showed that. So they will receive a confirmation email after submission that tells them thank
Yes,
you for
ma'am.
submitting, because that was one of the things. The other one would be, and I think someone brought this to my attention earlier today, because we're still having some who have said they submitted. What's the process when they drop them off? Is there a stamp that says it's been received and they receive a copy of maybe the top page showing that they hand delivered the paper copy, or some way of tracking that they have submitted their form? Okay, that's something we can do. Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mr. Harvey?
Yes, sir.
On the PDF form at the bottom, there was an option, the printable form.
Yes,
for
sir.
our homeowner or our citizens that said they give consent to a police record check.
Correct.
I didn't see that on the online version. Do we need to go in and just put a checkbox for that, or?
That can be added very easily.
That one that needs to be on.
Or take it off the
Yeah.
the PDF. I said it's either on both or not on both.
Right.
We need to add that.
Okay. I think that the original, the printable form has been there forever.
Right.
And so one thing that I can say with authority, with being an IT cybersecurity person, is that by the fact that you have applied, Civic Plus has logging systems and everything, you effectively, by just filling it out at all, it identifies you and you're agreeing to the whole process. That has been, Ms. Friedman can probably verify this, there are many cases where this has come up and just having filled this form out is sufficient.
Okay, so in other words, we don't need to add anything else?
I can,
Okay.
if you want it for having a commonality, that's absolutely fine, but it's not absolutely necessary.
Thank you.
Okay?
And my last question, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
On the online form, to
Uh-huh.
submit that there was a checkbox that said you want to receive a like basically
Correct.
confirmation.
Yes,
Is
sir.
there a way to just go ahead and to make it automatically go to the email address, but it only because I don't want somebody to come back and say,
Yeah.
forget to click the box, say, well, I submitted
Yeah.
this, you guys never got it, or I never got confirmation. Is there a way to just go ahead and send that confirmation to them?
Yes, I believe that there is a way. I do believe there is a way where we can just have that set by default that it is checked. I will verify with Civic Plus.
Okay.
Uh,
I think
but
that just covers everybody's in the easiest way, and if
Yes,
someone
sir.
said, in case some, tech
Yep.
problem, they forget to check a box.
Yep. What else you got for me, sirs? Ma'ams?
Done.
Okay.
Brian.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, that's the last item of business. Is there any new or old business?
I hate this computer.
I think, Mayor, just going back again, I know code enforcement released their monthly monthly reports, and I think for the month of May, it was 274. You guys are doing a fabulous job. I appreciate everything you go through. Just the whole, when I was looking at the address, it wasn't just a particular neighborhood. So, I mean, it's all over the city. So you keep up the great work in your own department. We appreciate you guys.
Thanks.
Mr. Mayor, due to a situation at hand, I would make a motion we go into executive session.
Okay, there is a motion to go into executive session.
For,
Second.
is it,
Yeah.
What is it?
What in regards
What are we going in for?
to what?
you have to announce what it is.
Personnel.
Personnel, okay. All right, there's a motion to go into executive session. Is there a second?
I second it.
Okay, there's a second. All in favor of going into executive session, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by nay? All right, it is now 6:50. We will commence to that and be out in a little bit. You're gonna need a key.
Thank you so much.
I don't believe this. I don't believe you locked out.
Mayor's locked out. Hey, come up here and sit down. Come up here and sit down. I got somebody to talk to.
7:18, reconvening back into general session. All right, is there a motion to reconvene back in?
Second.
Motion and seconds. All in favor of reconvening back into general, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by nay? Okay. That was a personnel discussion with no action taken of any sort, form, fashion, flavor. So it'll be some stuff that's worked on and presented later on. I asked a while ago if there's any new or old business. There wasn't any, so I'm assuming that's still the same, correct? So at this point, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, we're done. Thank you.